Hello, my name's Sean, also known as the Terminator, and I thought I'd show you today an interesting game that I had against two players from the Wingspan tournament Discord server. It's just a regular ELO match, not a tournament game. And as you can see here, I decided to pick Behaviourist as my bonus card as opposed to Orologist. I thought I like to have a bit of fun with Behaviourist. So I decided to go with Behaviourist, and obviously I had the bronze cowbird in my hand, which is a reasonable start for that. I had only for a grassland birds, so other than the Gallignol, so I needed a forest option very quickly, which is why I picked the Gallignol, obviously, to hopefully find some forest options and more cards more quicker. Now I'm sad to apologise for the amount of lag in this game. This is the first time I ever run OBS and Wingspan at the same time, and my tiny little laptop did not like it at all. So particularly towards the end of this game, I'm going to have to resort to screenshots to show you what happened, but I have fixed it for future videos. I'm playing against Mr. Bock and Shepherd here, two very good players from the Discord server. So obviously you have to get the Gallignol down. And then I noticed the Piper Grape in the tray, which I decided might actually be a better option because it's cheaper, and I wasn't giving cards to everyone else. It's a pretty standard start for these two. Alderman's Gull on Shepherd's board, and I believe Mr. Bot gets a very standard start going here as well. So in goes the Grebe to go for full dig. Now obviously I couldn't play the Cowbird here because I didn't have anywhere for the eggs to go, so that was a high priority in my digging. Find a good forest bird, but also find a bird that had a bowl nest, so the Cowbird has any use. And the first time I draw a teal power, which is really nice. And then I also get a downy woodpecker, which is another non-brown power, which might be quite useful. So I was really thinking, what else am I going to discard here, because actually these all could be useful. The Nightingale, obviously food access is my issue at the moment, so I really wanted to keep that. But I also had these other good pals which would be really useful for me and my Behaviourist. It was a difficult decision. But obviously I've got the Grebe now, got a good card access, so I don't really need to get any more. Yeah, so I was sort of thinking here, do I want to put Nightingale in the wetlands? It means I can get cards and also get food at the same time, giving food away, but also I can just get the food, hopefully, for these birds that I have. So I could go for cards, put the Nightingale in, go for cards 3 times, get the food to double play Downy Woodpecker into Downlack. That would be a really nice basis for Behaviour, especially if you put Downy Woodpecker in. You get the Cowbird in as well, and that would be the first column straight away. And then you just need a white power for the second column. So that was my thinking here. Giving a lot of food away, but it's a fun game. I'm not too fussed about that. So yeah, in the end I did decide to do this nightingale in the wetlands. Yeah, obviously I was a bit wrong what I said before. I only need to go for food twice because I still had a food left over. I need to go for food twice to be able to put woodpecker into Dunnock. One thing I was thinking about here was it was really important to get the Dunnock in before the end of the round so that you can get some eggs straight away onto it. Not miss out on a round's lot of eggs because these guys will no doubt be egg laying at least once or twice in this round. So going for cards here, trying to get the food I need for this double play. A couple of birds that ordinarily would be very nice in a game like this, a bee-eater and chickadee. But I fully decided here to commit to doing the behaviourist and decided not like to play optimally. If I was playing optimally, obviously I'd try and get this chickadee in, get the bee-eater in. But I also got this green woodpecker, which I noticed really actually helped for the next end of round goal. And obviously it's a teal power, which is useful for behaviourist, so it actually sort of worked here. Shepherd with a pretty standard board, red-tailed red-shouldered hawk in there, and as you can see Mr. Bock with a very nice start, two very good birds in the wetland and the forest. So I just need to go for cards. I decided to get the Dunnock in, and actually the reason why I started to put the Dunnock in first was because I was thinking about this green woodpecker, thinking about putting that in. If I'm going to get it in before the end of round 2, then I needed to put it in this second column because I wasn't going to have time to put it in the third column. Obviously couldn't put it in the first column because I decided the cowbird was more important. So I put the cowbird in the first column and wait until put the green woodpecker in the second column. So that's why I decided to put the Dunnock in first, and then I could double play downy woodpecker into the chickadee as the double play. A strange, not just strange circumstance of green woodpecker actually having use, but also sort of completely changing my plans really. I had to manage to get the Dunnock in as well for the end of the round because Shepherd has a fish crow, so they'd be using that a few times. Decided to egg lay for the end of round. I wasn't too fussed about the end of rounds, but actually this one I could win, so I decided to pursue it. So it's nice 2 eggs on the Dunnock, which is very nice, and I think I did win the end of round goal, yeah. And straight away, what happens at start round 2 is a killdeer in the tray. And that is very much a planned derailer if ever there was one. Decided to pick up the red cockaded woodpecker as well here because obviously it's a white power which might be useful in for behaviours later on. Picked up the swallow here, which is very nice, but obviously with the way the columns are shaping up I'm not going to be able to use it for a while, but I thought it was worth keeping hold of it anyway, particularly in that third round, end of round goal in mind. So of course now, having got a couple of birds with bowl nests, I could actually get this cowbird in, so that was going to be my priority after trying to get this double play done. I would like to have done it earlier, but I needed to secure my food access, so that's why. So using that here to get the food here for this double play downy woodpecker into chickadee. Nothing too interesting there, although I did get the condor, which is obviously always a nice bird when you behaviourist's best friend, I would say, because you can just get it in any column whenever you need it. A white power for no food. And I also picked up the Brant. You may or may not have noticed then through the lag. Another potential white power which might come useful later on. So I do the double play here. Getting rid of the eggs on that dunnock. Obviously looking at the end of round goal here, birds with no eggs, so planning what I'm going to do about that. A couple of really good boards here. Finally now have my food access, which doesn't rely on giving everyone else food. Yeah, so this bonus card behaviourist has actually having to think like way ahead, like more than you normally would. You have to think exactly what you're going to do, what bird's going to go where. A lot of planning involved. So even though it does go against the in around goal here, I decided it was about time I did get the cowbird in, because obviously eggs is my big weakness right now in this system. Get some on the dunnock, but I needed to get more. And the first column is complete, behaviourist. So yeah, now I decided that the green woodpecker was good to try and get in. I just about had enough time to get food, get it in, and with luck, win the end of round goal from it. So in goes the green woodpecker on my last turn here, and another column is complete. Now I had a bit of a dilemma here at the end, because I was thinking about the end of round goal. Obviously dunnock gets eggs laid on it, and the cowbird gives me eggs, and as it happens at the end here, one of these guys laid eggs at the end, so I got an egg from the cowbird which I had to decided I needed to decline, because I looked at the scores and I was one bird ahead of shepherd for the end of round goal, so I decided I had to turn down the cowbird egg and the dunnock eggs, which is not ideal, but I decided it was worth it for the end of round goal. But what actually transpired was that shepherd got an egg for their American avocet, so in the end it actually finished them on 5 and me on 7, so this is where I declined the cowbird egg. So there we go, I'm on ahead. So I said, well, I've got to reject both of these eggs then. Yeah, but then they got an American avocet egg, which I did not take into account at all. So actually, as it turns out, I could have used the dunnock. So it was, yeah, that was a misplay. Maybe 2 or 3 I can't remember, 2 or 3 points that I missed out on that. But as we see at the end, that was not actually crucial, as it turned out. But a bit of a misplay there. So we're now into round 3. Obviously, I'm looking at that end of round goal, bird of tuck cards, and I'm thinking, I've got a worm here. Why don't I put the condor in, and then put the swallow in, and then get a tuck on the swallow to at least qualify for the end of round goal. And it's perfect. I did have to egg lay once in between that, as Lee said, but the first 3 rounds were play condor, egg lay, put down the swallow, and then I could egg lay at least once before the end of the round and get a tuck. So in goes the condor, and what bonus card do I get? I get ethologist, which is perfect. And not only is it perfect because I'm doing behaviourist, but also look at my grasslands. I've got 3 pals already, and I'm about to put the swallow down. So I don't need to do anything to get 8 points, anything different, and I've got another 8 points, which is lovely. Sometimes, the condor is the biggest risk of any of the bonus card birds in it, but on this occasion it came good for me there, as well as being good for my, obviously, behaviourist. So I'm just trying to think here what I'm going to do regarding the last couple of columns here. Obviously I'm going to put the swallow in the 4th column. I need something to put in the forest, and I need 2 birds to put in the wetlands. So I could put a white power potentially in the wetlands in this 4th column, so I'm looking at the Brant. Is that really worth putting in there? But what am I going to do in this 3rd column? I've not got anything. I need a teal or pink power. I need 2 of those, 1 to go in the wetland and 1 to go in the forest or the wetlands. And at the moment they are nowhere to be seen, so I'm just trying to, I think I'm going to have to go for cards a few times, I think. Hope that something appears in the tray. So in goes the swallow, as planned. I did egg lay between that, egg lay and then play the swallow. 2 turns left to egg lay a couple of times, cycle with the swallow, see if I can find any of these birds I need from the deck. The first cycle with swallow revealed nothing good, just a red backstrike, which is not any use for me in this game. So egg laying again and getting another cycle with the swallow. Obviously I came 3rd in the end round goal, but that's fine by me. I just wanted to qualify for it. Secure 2 points. And you'll see that in the last cycle, in that last round, I got a golden oriole, which is perfect because it's a pink power and I've got the food for it. So that was excellent pick there. See, this is Shepherd's board here, very nice board. Red leg partridge, very good. And this is the box board, bit of caching going on in the forest. So obviously in the first first turn in the 4th round, I've got the golden oriole down. So now I just need to try and find a pink or a teal power for column 3, and then I've got the Brant I can put in to complete the 4 columns. But I just need that pink. They're not frustrating. There's a pink power in the tray, but it doesn't go in the wetland. So I obviously had 4 turns left. I need to find a birdie to get the food and then play 2 birds. So basically I had to find it if I'm going to find something, it needed to be in this next round. And I decided that cycling the swallow, I'd only get 1 card. More chance of finding something if I actually just went for cards, although it's less points. I decided that was actually worth doing to try and find this bird. So not playing efficiently again, just going for the behaviourist, all out for it. Crossbill, not too interesting, but what did I find? I picked up the common starling, which is perfect, because I actually picked it up with the grebe after I'd already had to get food the nightingale, and I happened to get the right food for it as well. I see the starling quite Catholic in its taste, luckily. So that's perfect, really. So the starling goes down. I've got 2 turns left, so that means I had to get the food for the Brant and then play it. Now, obviously the feeder is not conducive for the Brant, I need a grain, but what was handy here is that I could get 2 food, reset the feeder, hopefully get a grain, and play the Brant and then have a spare food to give to the starling. Obviously, obviously, I would have hoped for something better than the Brant to play on this last term, but this is the corner that I'd push myself into by going for this behaviourist and not finding anything better. But yeah, I, like any Wingspan player, I like to do cool stuff rather than just play optimally all the time. And so the Brant had to happen. It had to go down to complete the 12-point behaviourist. So I did manage to get a grain, which is nice. And in goes the Brant, and look at that beautiful rainbow of colours. Actually, a bit annoying that we've got a perfect diagonal of whites and teals there, and then the browns in the chickadee and the swallow, but sadly the nightingale and the cowbird are not correctly positioned, but a beautiful board, if I do say so myself. So yeah, obviously I did not play optimally, particularly at the end there, and I could have just laid eggs the last few turns or whatever and got a lot more points than what I did do. But I was just, I'd pushed myself into the behaviourist corner there, and so that's what I did. And as a result, I did lose the game, but honestly, I was quite happy with how I played. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time in a less laggy video, hopefully.